There, Penguin Pete, helping out with your educational needs and lesson plans in the public school classroom. And as you've no doubt heard by now, both the states of Louisiana and Oklahoma have passed now laws mandating that the Bible be taught in public schools. A lot of you quite upset about that, and rightfully so, watching the thin line between religion and government be erased further and further as we edge closer to a theocracy, where we will doubtless eventually meet our fate being burned at the stake for heresy for contradicting the government. However, it's not all that bad. I'm here to give you a lesson plan out of the Bible. Now, I'm the closest thing to an atheist, but I still have a copy of the Bible. Why? Because I'm also a writer, and the Bible is a very heavily referenced work of literature throughout Western culture. So, as a matter of fact, this is one of those laws that is bound to backfire and be rescinded. The last thing an American Christo-fascist wants you to do is actually read the word of the Bible. They just don't know it yet because they don't know what's in there themselves. So, let me give you your first public school Bible study lesson plan in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12. And this is verses 14 through 17. This is where a group of people came up to Jesus to ask him, do we really have to pay taxes to Emperor Caesar? That's what they're quizzing him on. And it goes something a little like this. We're going to try a straight read through, and then we're going to put a little context on it that, trust me, you'll love. Gospel of Mark, chapter 12, verse 14. And when they were come, they said unto him, Master, we know that thou art true, and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of God in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Verse 15, shall we give or shall we not give? But he, Jesus, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, why tempt ye me? Bring me a penny that I may see it. Verse 16, and they brought it, and he saith unto them, whose is this image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. Verse 17, and Jesus answering said unto them, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And they marveled at him. That's it. See, that's not so hard. That's not so hard. Quick and painless. Just 4 little verses there illustrating a very important story. So I'm going to go back over it again with a little bit of context. The first guys, these guys were trying to get Jesus to give them a way to worm out of paying their taxes to the government, because even though this was ancient Rome and they were arguing about giving tribute to Caesar, they were in fact early Republicans who didn't want to pay taxes. So they were trying to get Jesus to take the blame for them by, well, Jesus told us we couldn't pay taxes. So they were hoping for that, all right? And he knew that. So when Jesus says, why tempt ye me, you have to remember this is translated from the Old Hebrew. And chances are the tempt word in context here would be similar to test. Why are you testing me? Why are you trying to trick me with your tricky questions? Is kind of the context that he was going for there. And then he said, bring me a penny that I may see it. Now stop for a minute. Somebody of Jesus' stature, okay? Somebody who's being addressed in public as master, blah, 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 blah. All right? Jesus had seen a penny before. He lived in Rome. He knew what a penny was, okay? He'd seen it before. So, and you also have to remember, when you're asking yourself, what would Jesus do? Remember that flipping over tables and whipping the fear of God into a bunch of merchants to drive them out of a temple is not outside the question. So you have to imagine this conversation with Jesus standing there with his whip holstered on one side and his hand on the handle of the whip. Now you come up and test this guy, all right? So they actually brought him a penny. Okay, fine, here, give me a penny. What do you want now? Here. So they give it to him, and they brought it, and he said unto them, whose is this image and superscription? Obviously, he knew who it was. Obviously, they knew who it was. He was being deliberately condescending because he was very aggravated. So you have to imagine Jesus now maybe getting a little bit of Samuel Jackson to him. Whose picture is this? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English? What? You know, What are those? And they said unto him, Caesar's. And Jesus, I'll paraphrase, Jesus' answer to them was, that's right, you dumbass, this is Caesar's. So don't be asking me about your dumb government business. That's between you dumb mortals. If you guys actually followed my teachings, you wouldn't need any government. It's just because of your stupid humans can't get your stuff together without having an official government structure with a bunch of people in charge that say what to do. That's you guys' thing. No point was ever Jesus or God ever saying, I want to get involved in your politics now. There was never a time when that happened. Jesus was literally asking them, why are you asking me? That's not my department. That's not even my classification. All right? That's the part where Jesus tells them, render to Caesar things that are Caesar, to God the things that are God's. In other words, religion and government are two separate matters. Mark chapter 12, invigorating reading.